Fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon. I want you to take a look at this thing here over here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Wow.
What is it?
What is it? Good question. Let me introduce you to the third revolution. This is called a 3D printer. Let me explain how it works. On this side of the device, you have a filament of plastic, and it goes up here to this small print head, like we have in our printers. It heats up the plastic gets all gooey, and you know, after you heat up plastic, you wait a little bit, it cools off, and it solidifies. So you can do that, and you solidify one layer. Then you move up a bit, and you do the next layer. And then layer by layer, you can create the object that you want to create. Yeah? You can create things like this. I forgot to bring it out of my bag, so. You can create funny things like this. This is an example of a funny shoe, a nice design, right? Renata, you like that? Or this little tower, then afterwards you can take a look. There's actually a little stair inside. It's quite neat to see. But all these objects were created layer by layer, one on the top of each other. Now the next question is, why is this the third revolution? Well, we all missed the first one. That was about 200 years ago. That was when steam power was developed. The second one was about 100 years ago, and that was when electricity came. And now we have this thing, and you're asking, can this really change the world? I think so. Forbes and the economists also think so. But to explain why, I need to show you a different thing. I need to explain how objects are made today. So this is a mold. And a lot of the objects that we see around here are done with molding. So for the people who know how to do a cake, please excuse this part. I'm going to talk to the rest of the people. So you need a bowl. You take flour, you make your mixture, and then when it's done, you put it in here, right? You put it in the oven, you wait a few minutes, maybe half an hour, 1 hour, and then you take it out. When you remove it, you go like this, poof. You need a little bit of a trick and butter to get it out, and then you get your little cake, like that. Straightforward, right? If you want to do something more complicated, you need a different mold. Maybe something that looks like this. Again, the process is similar. You need someone to prepare the mixture, pour it inside, put it in the oven, take it out, and then remove it. The good thing about molds is that once you have the mold done, you can do every single object that looked exactly the same. But if you make a mistake, you also make a mistake in every single object. It's a very economical way to do if you want to do mass production. So when you think about, let's say, that watch over there, or the case for the projectors, or keychains, and you have to do millions of the same object, you create one mold, and with that you inject the mixture of plastic, wait a little bit, and then you get your part out. Pretty straightforward, right? The consequences of that is that they all look the same, and if you make a mistake, you get the mistake in all of them. Some of these molds, for something like this simple, is very cheap. But for some big parts, like the bumpers of a car, can cost maybe $1 million. And making a mistake there can be very, very, very expensive. It's hard to fix. You can also do things like this. I forgot. So, going back to the 3D printer, why is it different? The difference is that you don't need a mold. So all you can do, since you don't need a mold, you just get your 3D digital file, send to this printer, and it starts to create automatically. And also, because you don't have a mold, every single object can be slightly different. So think about how objects are manufactured today. Someone creates the design, sends to a guy in China who works with a mold, assembles everything, and ship it back to you. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just download the file and print it yourself with your device. Think about Shoes. What size of shoes do you wear?
42,
Not always. Depends on the brand, right?
of course.
So what you can do is go to the store, they get a scan of your foot, and then print a shoe exactly the size that you need. Today they do that for Michael Jordan and Neymar and people like that. In the near future, you can do that yourself. The other nice consequence is that people are taking this to medical applications. So today, if you break your bone, for example this one, there are only 5 sizes of bone prosthesis. So if you are a little bit shorter or a little bit longer, it's going to hurt a little more. So instead, they can do a 3D scan and then print one customized to your device, to your body. It's pretty scary. To me, it's the end of the world that's approaching. Sounds like Matrix. And that's how I want to do. Typically here at Toastmasters, we conclude our talks with a call to action. And here, there's no action. It's coming anyways. And it's coming after you. Thank you very much.